It was a headline that caught the world's attention, an announcement that seemed to leap off the page and into the global imagination. China unleashes dancing robots, dares the world to catch up. Social media buzzed with excitement and speculation as millions shared clips and reactions. News anchors gawked at the synchronized movements and flawless metallic choreography, their voices tinged with awe and a hint of disbelief. The star of the show was a humanoid robot, bowing and waving, a symbol of national pride and technological ambition. Its gestures seemed almost human, blurring the line between machine and performer. Cameras flashed, officials smiled, and the crowd cheered as if witnessing the future unfold in real time. The atmosphere was electric, filled with hope and a sense of possibility. For a moment, it felt like science fiction had arrived, not in some distant tomorrow, but right here, right now, on a brightly lit stage in China. Commentators compared this moment to the launch of Sputnik, the moon landing, and past world fairs, those rare times when technology seemed to redefine what was possible for humanity. The message was clear. China stood at the forefront of technological greatness, eager to showcase its innovation to the world and claim its place as a global leader. Some asked if America could keep up, or if the balance of power in technology was shifting before our eyes. Others wondered if this was the start of a new global order, led by silicon and steel instead of flesh and bone. A world where machines might set the pace for progress. But beneath the excitement, a quieter question lingered, whispered among analysts and skeptics alike. Could these robots do more than dance? Could they work alongside humans, solve real problems, and drive true economic growth? Could they fix growing problems inside China's economy, like an aging workforce, rising costs, and the need for constant innovation? Or was this a dazzling performance that hid deeper troubles from view? A spectacle designed to inspire, but also to distract from challenges beneath the surface? These questions are not just about machines or technology. They are about the future of nations, the resilience of economies, and the hopes of millions. They are about the difference between looking strong and being strong, between putting on a show and building real, lasting strength. They are about the dangers of mistaking a show for real progress, just as ships once mistook calm seas for safety until the iceberg struck. The world is watching, and only time will tell if these dancing robots are a sign of true transformation or just a glittering illusion. Picture the Titanic, the grandest ship ever built, gliding majestically across the vast Atlantic Ocean. It was a symbol of human ambition and technological progress, a floating palace that captured the world's imagination. Passengers wandered its opulent halls, marveling at the beauty, luxury, and the very latest technology on board. Every detail, from the grand staircase to the lavish dining rooms, was designed to impress and inspire awe. The ship's makers boasted that it was unsinkable, a triumph of engineering that would redefine what was possible. Confidence radiated from the crew and builders, certain that nothing could go wrong. Yet, we all know how that story ended. Disaster struck, not from what could be seen above the waves, but from the massive dangers hidden below the surface. The iceberg's true threat was invisible until it was too late. Today, China's dazzling tech showcase is a modern Titanic moment. The world watches as the country unveils its latest innovations, presenting a vision of unstoppable progress and futuristic ambition. The world sees the dancing robots, the artificial intelligence, and marvels at these achievements. The government proudly highlights each milestone, eager to show how far they've come. But beneath the surface, economic troubles and structural weaknesses lurk, problems that could threaten even the most advanced vessel. These hidden issues are easy to ignore when dazzled by spectacle. History warns us that focusing only on spectacle can breed dangerous overconfidence. The crowds that once cheered the Titanic are mirrored by today's audiences, entranced by technological wonders. People forget to look for cracks in the hull, the subtle warning signs that something is wrong. It's easy to overlook flaws when everything on the surface seems perfect. When leaders pour all their energy into dazzling the world, they risk missing the dangers lurking below. The focus on image can blind them to the real threats that need attention. This is the trap of the Titanic illusion. believing that showy technology and grand displays alone can keep a country afloat. The glittering surface hides unfinished work and unresolved problems. But, as with the Titanic, what truly matters is not just what glitters above the waterline, but what lies beneath. Only by looking below the surface can we avoid repeating history's mistakes. The recent unveiling of China's humanoid robots was a carefully staged event. Robots danced, walked, and even shook hands with officials. Videos went viral. News outlets ran glowing stories about China's leap into the future. The government called it a breakthrough, proof that China was closing the gap with the West. Crowds watched in awe as machines moved with surprising grace. School children pointed and gasped. Industry leaders boasted that these robots would soon work in factories, hospitals, and homes. This was not just technology, it was a performance meant to inspire pride and show the world that China could lead. For years, China has pursued high-tech prestige as a way to match and even surpass the United States on the world stage. This ambition is not just about technology itself, but about what it represents: power, influence, and the ability to shape the global narrative. Every new robot rolling off the assembly line, every ambitious space mission, and each AI breakthrough is celebrated as a milestone, another step closer to global leadership. These achievements are not just technical, they are deeply symbolic, fueling a sense of national pride and progress. National pride and international headlines have become valuable currency in this competition. The world watches as each country unveils its latest innovation, and the excitement is palpable in public squares and on social media. The narrative is familiar and compelling. If we can outperform America in technology, the thinking goes, we can shape the future, not just for ourselves, but for the entire world. This belief is not new. It draws on powerful memories of past rivalries, like the dramatic space race between the United States and the Soviet Union, when technological triumphs were seen as proof of a nation's strength and vision. In each case, the goal was clear: prove to the world who is ahead, who sets the pace, and who deserves to lead. But chasing prestige is fundamentally different from building lasting prosperity. The pursuit of recognition can sometimes overshadow the deeper, more difficult work of creating real value for society. When leaders focus only on being first, they risk forgetting why technology matters in the first place: to improve people's lives, to connect families, to educate children, and to support the elderly. Flashy displays and dazzling expos may win headlines and impress the world, but do they fill dinner tables or address everyday needs? Do they fix job markets, create real opportunities, or inspire hope for the next generation? The answers are not always clear. The danger is that in the rush to win the race, the real needs of ordinary people may be ignored or sidelined. Economic data and headlines can't always capture the struggles faced on the ground. Spectacle can become a distraction from the quiet, essential work of building a strong, resilient society, one where technology serves everyone, not just the headlines. History offers a stark warning. The Soviet Union was once the world's science powerhouse. It launched the first satellite, sent the first man into space, and built advanced machines that awed the globe. Soviet leaders celebrated these victories as proof of their system's superiority. But beneath the rockets and robots, daily life was hard. Stores were empty, queues stretched for blocks. People lacked basics, like good housing or fresh food. The government poured resources into prestige projects while ignoring the needs of ordinary families. Over time, this gap grew. The world saw Soviet power, but not Soviet struggle. When the economy finally cracked, no amount of scientific glory could save it. The collapse came quickly and shocked the world. The lesson is clear: science can dazzle, but it cannot paper over deep economic problems forever. What truly powers a nation's strength? Well, it's not the number of robots on a stage. It's the health of the economy, the confidence of its people, and the well-being of its households. These things, might be less glamorous than dancing machines, but they're far more important. Prosperity is built on jobs, stable prices, and hope for the future. When families feel secure, they spend and invest. When they trust their leaders, they support change. Growth comes from millions of daily decisions, not just from grand announcements. It's silent, steady, and honestly, often invisible. The Soviet Union story is a warning about misplaced priorities. Leaders chased space records and scientific glory, while ignoring empty shelves and tired workers. The result was a system that looked strong, but was fragile at its core. China now faces a similar choice. Will it focus on robots, AI, and super factories to impress the world? Or will it invest in schools, jobs, and family security? The answer will shape the country's future more than any technology ever could. Prestige projects are tempting. They offer quick wins and global praise. But they are not enough. People need more than pride. They need opportunity, safety, and a voice in their future. When leaders forget this, history shows that trouble follows. The real test is not on the stage but in the streets. Prosperity is not a show to be watched, but a promise to be kept. Behind the scenes, China faces major problems. Youth unemployment is rising. Many young people just can't find good jobs, leading to frustration and lost hope. The property market, once a pillar of growth, is collapsing. Families who invested in homes now worry about their savings. Consumer confidence is shaky. People are saving, not spending. Birth rates are dropping, raising fears about the future workforce. These trends are like cracks spreading under the surface of a ship. They're hard to see during a parade, but deadly if ignored. The government is trying to boost confidence with new projects and high-tech displays. But technology alone just can't fix these deep issues. Jobs, security, and hope are what people want most. If these are missing, no amount of robots can fill the gap. Ignoring these problems doesn't make them go away. In fact, it makes them worse. Quietly, relentlessly, like water seeping through a hidden hole. The story of the Titanic is a warning. What you see is never the whole truth. The iceberg that sank the mighty ship was mostly invisible, hidden beneath the waves. China's dancing robots are dazzling, but they risk distracting from the real dangers below. To stay strong, a nation must face its weaknesses, not just celebrate its strengths. Prestige projects can inspire, but they cannot patch a leaky hull. Economic problems, if left unchecked, will grow until they become impossible to ignore. China stands at a crossroads. Will it steer by the stars of technology, or will it fix the leaks that threaten its journey? The lesson is clear: ignore the iceberg, and even the grandest ship will sink. In the end, it's not the show above the water that matters. It's the strength below the surface that decides who survives the storm.